Okay, how's your coffee? Now we are at the third chapter, 3 point, precepts and the benefit of taking refuge. That is the most important. Which kind of precepts we need to keep the vows when you take the refuge vows, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and then it's like how much is the benefit, how much is the qualities, like this sort of. Here he said the benefit qualities of taking refuge. And this one is like a kind of, there's the three headings, the precepts of the taking refuge. The precepts consist of the three things: to be abandoned, we need to avoid. And when we take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, there's three things: to be, avoid, or abandon. And then there's three things: to be, to done. It's necessary to accept and we need to work on it. And the three things is like additional attitude, which are to be observes. Similarity of the three things to be done, and like kind of there's something is three things is necessary additional attitude like this. And then is the 1.1. The first one is the three things to be abandoned. It's a very important to keep vows. It is like a kind of the commitment, and in order to keep wonderful ways your keep the refuge vows. And having taken refuge in the Buddha, when you take refuge in Buddha, then it's which kind of you need to avoid, abandon. Do not pay homage or take refuge in a deity within samsara. Maybe they are like kind of the not really liberate their mind. Maybe they have in their mind, they have is like conceptual thoughts, partialities, this sort of not completely liberated from the samsara. And there is the example of the having take refuge in the Buddha, do not pay homage to deities within samsaric like deities in other worlds, like in different perspective. Since the god of the Tatika means like kind of the no Buddhist. You can say normally Tatika means like someone's killing considered as virtues, and like kind of all the positive things. For example, if you stop the killing, stop the stealing, like this sort of says you should to kill, you should stealing, though it is a virtues. It's like kind of there is such a kind of different wrong attitude, wrong kind of conduct. This sort of Tatika, this kind of you cannot like kind of the take refuge. Like worldly God means like, for example, ancient times, I would to say in Tibet, like kind of the Bombo, some is like in the shamanist traditions, like for example, some local gods. You make a happy place at this local god, you need to offering some animals, blood, meat. This sort of like kind of, and since you take a refuge in Buddha, never ever cannot do like this. And Tatika like this, like a kind of the like Ishvara and the Vishnu. This is Vishnu, is like kind of the Hindus. Some is like kind of the some, I think, I don't know, some Hindus or the this is God kind of the part of the how do you say, it's like a Brahmas. Their God is like they sometimes need like large animals to sacrifice, to burn, or like kind of the sometimes they need to offering lot of to kill, like birds, sheep, any animals, and then their blood is offering. This kind of one, since you take refuge Buddha, and never ever cannot follow like this vision, and themselves not liberated from the sufferings of the samsara, means it's like you, like animals offerings, you expecting something, and you a blood meat, this sort of to offering to, they accept someone's, this is not really wisdom deities, and really someone's realized that the true nature of the realities, there's no kind of this kind of expectations, only kind of the like sunlight is never expecting something, vegetation to offering to something, or vegetation says like a lot of offering things to the sunlight, then sun is like a light is decided and more shine in this kind of the part, not like this. And the wisdom deities themselves, they realize the true nature realities, the energy blessings, whoever connect, there's automatic shining. That's like kind of the protector of the sentient beings, liberator of the sentient beings, guide for the sentient beings. And therefore it's the samsaric is, if someone like this, you cannot to take refuge in it. Is not a longer like a local god, maybe sometime ancient times, like kind of the spirit in the local, sometimes a trees, rock, lake, mountain, and this sort of way you could take God, or I want to sacrifice sometime ancient times. This day is very rare, it's very good because we have more educated them. Sometimes even the human beings they sacrifice, very ugly. Alive they burn, and sometimes they like killing the like their own families, because in order to make the local god, then they become the winner from the enemies. They go to the wars and to destroy to the other village, other countries, and then they like kind of sacrifice animals, humans, awful things doing. These days not exist, more and more losing, more and more disappeared. That is wonderful. Human beings more educated like this. This sort you cannot take refuge. Or like taking honor of the ground, say local like areas, or the any other powerful worldly god or the spirits. You should not take them as your refuge for the future life. That never ever cannot make offerings to them. Of course, you're true that like compassion to make the generosity to them, give like a fire pujas and like these things. You are not cannot consider it as the superior object. Maybe you put them as like inferior object. You make kind of generosity. That's a fantastic. Not your offering object like this. Like a kind of the presentation to never do like this, that is. And having take refuge in the Dharma, do not harm others. This is the second, the discipline. And the Dharma is like you practice Dharma. Dharma principle is like kind of the talking the love, compassion, antidote for the disturbing emotions. And Dharma is saying is if you harm into the other sentient beings, then there's no chance of the no enlightenment. Dharma say if you are helping to others and practice compassion, patience to help others, then there is the enlightenment. Therefore, it is this path. When we take refuge in this path of Dharma, we cannot hurting, harming to the other sentient beings. And even this making is like the egorous, even the like kind of the never ever effort to the protect them to the best of your ability. Do not harm other even in your dreams. And it's like kind of the any kind of as much vigorous effort, as much as you can to try to put effort protect to other sentient beings and to taking care to other sentient beings. And it's like as much as according to your ability, whatever you have, the qualities to taking care. Even the like kind of the dreams, you harming something, you confess, you try to have good dreams. That is like Dharma's discipline. And then having to take refuge in the Sangha, do not get involved with Tatika and other such kind of the people who do not believe in the teaching of the conquerors, Buddhas, or in the perfect like kind of the Buddha who taught it, the teaching and the teacher itself. And once you are like kind of the taking refuges, you cannot make any societies like kind of involvement, any Tatika. For example, someone's criticized the conquered Buddha, and someone's criticized the Dharma, or Buddha's is not the truth, Buddha's like these days everywhere. Sometimes it's like kind of the more and more. We in Tibet we call the Togewa. Togewa means it's like kind of someone has a little bit education of the Dharma, and sometimes you will in the future listen to. Surely there is some even in the Buddhist countries. Sometimes they go into the university, they study a lot of Dharma, maybe 10, 20 years. Then finally they do not understand crucial pointers. Then they criticize the teacher. Even sometimes they criticize the Buddha, Guru Rinpoche, and all some great master. Oh, they are fake, they are like this. Then is who is, I discovered something not like this. Then if you go to say what is the truth one, or in the teaching, like kind of the Dharma say things, you cannot to say it's like kind of the fact. Even in this world, like most intelligent the science, and they difficult to find something this is not truth, this is not kind of really correct. They're difficult to discover some mistake things in the Buddha's teachings. And more than that, intelligent worldly, who can you come? And then if you ask to them, it's like about the Dharma, the Dharma is Dharma. It's like those people are those people. Buddhas maybe it's like this different. This kind of criticism can curse someone. At that moment, if you are a society involved with that, then you lost your faith, devotion, and you become like kind of the same as they like this. And this kind of, you cannot like kind of the lost trusty like kind of to the teacher of the conquerors, the Buddha, everything. Therefore, when you are really taking the like refuge in the perfect Sangha, practitioner of the Dharma, follower of the Buddhas, you do not need to make any societies of the Tatika. Of course, the Tatika or something is like a Togewa Secher, and this kind of the critical person all the times criticized to others, never good. For example, Patrul Rinpoche, sometimes he criticizes lamas, blah, blah, blah. He's never ever fixated someone, this lama or that lama. He generally to make the kind of the good practitioners need like this. If you call the lamas need like this, monks you need like this, nuns you need like this, king like this, queen like ordinary people like this. And if you have this kind of person, it's not good. They say he never fixated any kind of, and general like kind of also his own attitude, conduct, fantastic. Like there's nobody's cannot criticize. Someone say a little correct, their own self is like kind of should to be kind of fantastic. Sometimes we have very, very bizarre things. Someone's problem says, I give advice. I told to them that they don't listen. How they don't listen to us? When look really our own activities, our own conduct, awful, worse than the others, but still we are give advice and say you should do like this, you shouldn't do like this, like the same as me. Often some students, they ask, like, do me, you give advice to others, okay, like, okay, nice, maybe something, but what is your attitude, your conduct? Then it's this kind of saying is deep going into my mind. Really, that is the absolutely truth. I need to like kind of first correct myself, how I can do myself, which kind sort of am I, which kind of sort of am I. That is very, very important. But you push me, you order to me, then I like my mouth cannot to close them. Normally, I need to close my mouth to run into the some solitude in the some like kind of hidden place to correct my own self. That's very important. And this is like also Patrul Rinpoche said that these things do not need to become togewa. Togewa, maybe you can do like critical person say, and like this to correct ourselves. And otherwise you like kind of is to make the denigration to the others. Denigration means it's like you say this person's be like this and that. Then if the other listen that, oh maybe yes, maybe like this. It's my gosh. Once I met one woman in Finland. She came to me first time I read like kind of the some one, and I mean it's like Dzogchen Rinpoche's book. She's so enthusiastic. She immediately want to take like kind of the Buddha's path, and like this. And then certainly in the other hand, in the internet, and like it's to see that some is like a denigration criticism, and like kind of someone say ugly things, and then she lost, she's crying, she's almost mad. Why this kind of happens? Then I said, this is like you are very much stupid. You follow the others. This day is the, how do you say, internet is how you can to believe that. Maybe yes, maybe not. Who knows? Like this, sometimes it's like if you have this kind of, you destroy it to many, many people. You and the other object, what you are criticized. Okay, you're between, you are doing the negative things. Beside that, you distort many, many people's mind. Like for example, if you criticize the Buddha, maybe someone's listened to you, someone's followed to you, and this person's like maybe there's some opportunity to connect to the Buddhas, but you cut that. How much is the evil deep? Therefore, like this kind of the people never ever follow like this. You need to manage yourself. You need to yourself to kind of to investigate, to check them. Someone say, I'm a listener, never ever, Jigme. Like this taught, it is very important. Okay, maybe, sorry, 5 minutes we have. Okay, we can to stop there. Let's go on. Okay, question. Question. Okay.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Konchok.
Huh?
Konchok says, Tashidele Rinpoche.
Lasso.
How do you feel?
I'm very well.
Please get well soon.
Lasso.
Rinpoche, could you give a loan to the mantra of Longchen Rapjan? With great love and gratitude from Russia, Konchok.
Longchen Ranjak's mantra. Okay, I will check the later. Okay, I give. Yes, okay, later.
Dasha Kuzeva asks, is it correct to combine prostrations with the reciting refuge prayer?
Absolutely no problem. Prostration slowly. Do not. You are great practitioners. Immediately do every day 1,000. Maybe not good. Slowly do it. Okay? Yes.
Thank you. Deche Norbu says, Rinpoche, you were going to explain 4 Ati Yoga Samayas, but explained only first one, absence.
Okay.
Could you please briefly
This is
explain?
a little bit, I will tell you tomorrow, but not very much.
Okay. Irina Timoshenko says, Dear Rinpoche, last month I was sick and experienced a state of dullness in mind, so I could not clearly remember the teacher and refuge. I thought it would be much harder to remember the blessing during the death process. Could you please tell how is it possible not to lose the connection with refuge during such states of mind?
Every day you can do your best to try to remember, listen and reading the then is remember.
Thank you. Dinara Zai says that I have a bad back visualization of the refuge field. I also get confused and forget the order of arrangement. What can I do? And is it possible to dissolve the guru at the end?
What beginning?
I have a vague, fuzzy visualization of the refugee field.
Fuzzy means like foggy.
And I also get confused and forget the order of the structure.
Yes, everything is confused. Not only the refugee trades, the order. All in our life is confused. But it's okay, don't worry. Slowly it's coming, okay? And I myself don't remember yesterday in the 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. I don't know. I'm confused. I forgot it. Of course, in the refugee trees, for you, it's the first, is like this. Don't remember. Don't worry. Slowly it's coming. Okay.
Thank you. Dechen Norbu says, Rinpoche, do I understand correctly that if we enjoy sensual pleasures without conceptual elaborations and experience them in the space of Dharmakaya, they become empty great bliss?
Yes, you say that the sense of pleasure that means conceptual. You have this sense of pleasure conceptuals. It's not Dharmakaya state.
Thank you. Alex Lipatkin says, sincere gratitude to Rinpoche. Please be healthy and educate us for many years.
Thank you.
And all subsequent lives. Is it possible in the future to receive instructions from you on the text Yonten Zo by Jigme Rinpa?
Okay, I will wish to study with you, okay? That's all. Thank you very much and bon appetit. Sonam da tam che zikpanya toni ni pa dana pambye te shegana chi walam tripa. Supun solen do ga do ba sho shong che san cho rambo che ma hi pa na xie jer ji. Shi pa nyam ba me pa tong koni kande pera shu. Shiva kande yonda lama tong dar me chu je pa la long shu ni sa dong lam je yang ten rap. Durjin chongo komponya torsho kongri rarvi korwe shen kamsa pendong dewa malun jong nen shen zen on tenzan jan. Happy santi parda tanger ji pardalam. Kusit embato kanya yung la dehin. Dogyen malu tsoso dubyoni nyerda songji salan go parasho karmana mamerto yama sawa churto malam loto tanta venduyi chuna te tar. Om benza sato samaya mani palayam benza sato inopati tandudum vastuyum vasupuyum anarato. Sarva sadama medaya sarva karma satam tam kiriyam koro ha ho bangama sarva tathangartam benzarman Menzabama samaya sato laso.